Alright, Shalom. First and foremost of all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone for teaching us the 100% truth according to the Bible well. And peace and blessings to the elected of the nation of Israel. Take their spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Today's lesson is going to be entitled some scriptures, some reincarnation scriptures. Right? Just going to bring out a few scriptures dealing with the topic of reincarnation. And reincarnation is very important to know and understand, according to the gospel, understanding that we are our forefathers that sinned against the Heavenly Father, and we're coming back in the reincarnation in the land of our captivity, serving out a punishment. Right? I have these scriptures written down, but I want to get this one precept here in the book of Baruch 2 and 28. It says, "As thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, If you will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number amongst the nations where I will scatter them." Right? The great multitude that he was talking to was going to be scattered in the reincarnation. "For I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves." Right? The elect. There was a remnant in the wilderness. Right? Even during those times, you had Israelites that perished, that were rebellious, and you had a remnant that obeyed the ways of the Lord, and those are the ones who are remembering themselves in the land of their captivity, right? "And shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear." Right? "And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name." Right? "And turn from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before me." Sinned before the Lord, right? And we are our forefathers which sinned before the Lord. All Israel have transgressed thy ways. There's not a just man on the earth that doeth good and sinneth not. So we all fallen short of the glory of Yahweh Shema Shai. Right? This is Job 14:14. "If a man die, shall he live again?" Right? And that's the question. The answer to that is obviously yes. Clearly, if a man dies, we shall live again. We are more than just flesh and blood. We are spirits, and these spirits, which we are immortal, right? There's an immortal body, an immortal spirit that is inhabiting this body that we are in, right? It says, "If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my life, all the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come." Right? So let's get to the next precept in Job 19. It's like if I'm kind of scatterbrained, but just bear with me. We'll get the juices flowing. This is Job 19:25. "For I know that my Redeemer liveth." And who is Job's Redeemer? Ultimately Yahweh Shai. "And that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth." Right? So here in the latter day upon the earth, Yahweh Shai will stand. And Job understood this. "And though after my skin worms destroy this body," because several thousands of years ago, Job, a man named Job, a man after the Most High's heart, who was an Israelite, lived And he understood that he was going to die. But yet, it says, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High. Yet, and in the end days when he will be reincarnated, he will see the Most High, whom I shall see from myself, and my eye shall behold him, and not another's, though my reins be consumed within me. Right? And you have some, Christians that just believe, okay, yeah, that's because the Lord is going to just, he's going to resurrect them and they're going to come out of their graves, which that is a part of it. But Job understood that he would be in the last days, right? Just like Ezra understood that he would be living in the last days. This is 2 Ezra 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who would deliver me in those days? Right? Whether they understood they would be living in the last days, they understood the topic of reincarnation. So Job and the Ezra was asking me, who's going to deliver me in those days? The days that we're coming into, right? Job understood that he would see Yahweh in the latter time, and Ezra is asking who would deliver him during these evil days that are coming, that are prophesied in the Holy Scriptures, the times that we're living in. This is Revelations 10 and 10. It says, I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and tongues and kindred. Right? And that little book is talking about the Holy Scriptures, right? But it was sweet, right? But it was also came with much bitterness. And the Lord was telling John the Revelator, who died, whose last record was on the island of Patmos, right? That he must prophesy again. That he was going to have to, continue his labors once again. That's why it tells you here in Revelations 14, I believe Revelations 14, is it 15 and 14? Oh, 14 and 13. I passed it. Revelations 14, 13. I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. Right? So the works of the apostles and the followers of Yahweh at that time who died, their works followed them here unto the ends of the earth. In the last days, in the latter times, their works followed them. Right? And they came back into their lot. Let's get Daniel's, and then we'll get 1 Corinthians real quick. 1 Corinthians 14, I believe, and is it 1 Corinthians 14 and 32? It says, and the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the spirits, right, the souls, the individuals who are prophets, right, are subject to the prophets. Right? So if you were given that gift to be a prophet, you're always going to come back in your lot prophesying, being a prophet. Right? As when we read here in Malachi 4 and 5, Behold, I will send Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So the Lord said he was going to send Elijah once again. Elijah was told that he was going to have to be sent again before Yahweh Shai's return. And we know when Yahushua was on the scene, he came back as John the Baptist, right? This was Elijah who was foretold to come. That's what Yahushua told his disciples in Matthew's 18 and 11, if I'm not mistaken. This is not Matthew's 18 11. Might be 11 and 18, but I was almost certain this Matthew's 18. It's not old. Let me see. Bear with me. Matthew's 18. Let me see. I really forgot how it's worded. They said Elijah must come first. If I had my sword, I would have it. I have written down my sword. This is St. Matthew's 17 and 11, not 18 and 11. This is St. Matthew's 17 and 9. It says, "And as they came down from the mountain, Yahushua charged them, saying, Tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead," right? Verse 10, let's talk about something else, but we'll get into it. It says, "And his disciple asked him, saying, Why then say the scribes that Elijah must come first? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias or Elijah truly shall come first and restore all things," right? And we mentioned, that was John the Baptist, right, during these times. But Yahushua is telling he surely shall come and restore all things, because he would have to come even again, right? Which we believe to be Ava Bivens, right? Who would turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children back to the Father. "But I say unto you that Elijah is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them." Then the disciples understood that he spake of unto them of John the Baptist, right? So they understood that John was Elijah. Right, so this is just a few scriptures on reincarnation. Just obvious points showing that reincarnation is in the Bible. This is Daniel chapter 10, verse 9. What was it? Daniel chapter 10. Daniel chapter 12. Slakia. Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. It says, But go thy way, Daniel, till the end be, for thou shalt rest." What does it mean to rest? Because scriptures I've mentioned that a few times about resting. Resting means when you pass away. When your spirit goes back into the heavens and you die here on earth, but you rest. Because the heavens is likened unto a rest. It's like unto a paradise, which we'll get. It says, "But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest, and stand in thy lot at the end of the days." So, just proving the whole resting thing real quick, showing believe it's Job, the 3rd chapter. You can jump down. So Job curses his birth. He wished he was never born in Job, the 3rd chapter, right? He says, Job 3:3, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived, right? So Job, wished that he was, never born, right? Verse 11, why did I not die from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly, right? So that's, he has a desire. It says, why did the knees prevent me? Or why did the breast that I should suck? For now should I have laid still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest. Right? So he's saying he should have slept, he should have perished, passed away. He wished he was never born, or, he died at a young age before he could know pain and sorrow. And then he would have been at rest. That's why, we read in Daniel's and the book of Revelation as well. It says, thou shalt rest, right? But let's keep reading with Kings. And this is why I think they call it purgatory. A lot of Christians are, I forgot that religion, but a lot of so-called Bible believers believe in purgatory, a place where you're just sitting. So they make up all these random religions and ideologies, and, a man-made, purgatory is not even in the scriptures, but it's just a man-made term, where people are just waiting for their judgment before hell. And, and it's just like when you read the scripture, you just understand that, there's reincarnation, and when you actually understand that the kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth, it's just like, and where the nation's going to serve out their punishment, they're going to serve out their punishment where? Here on earth, right? Let's get that real quick. When you read Isaiah 14, right, in verse 3, and it shall come to pass in that day, verse 2, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their own place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, right? We're going to possess the heathen for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. That's talking about in the kingdom of heaven, right? That's what Isaiah 14 is all about. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon, to say, how has the oppressor ceased, the golden city cease? Right? So it's talking about Babylon being taken down, right? The land of our captivity, where we would remember ourselves, and what? And us being put back into our position of rulership, the kingdom, right? So reincarnation not only happens for us, the nation of Israel, but for the heathens as well, right? They're going to have to be born again into the kingdom and play out their punishment, and, serve us, this is, and they're going to come back through the loins of their noble men, right? The ones who are looking to weather the storm and nuclear destruction in their bunkers and things of that nature. This is Psalms 149 and 8. It says, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with feathers of irons, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. right? So we're going to take the heathens and their kings into captivity, but I mean, they're going to be hardcore captivity for, upwards of 1,000 years, so the first resurrection, during the time of the first resurrection. So that tells you that really no one escapes. Let's get that in Maccabees. Second Maccabees 6:26. It says, for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet shall I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Right? So you're not going to be able to escape the hand of Yahweh Shema Shai, the judgment of the Heavenly Father, neither alive nor dead. Let's get these last two precepts, and we're going to go ahead and close it out. This is Exodus. When you're reading Job, it was just, we'll close out on that Job. This is Exodus 20:4. Verse 5, it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, right? Talking about graven images, right? You can have things that you can have a picture of a sky, and the things in the heavens are, stars, the moons. You're just not supposed to bow down and worship them. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, right? Serving idols, exalting anything above the Heavenly Father, nor serve them, worshiping the creation more than the Creator. It says, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity, right? He's going to judge the iniquity, the sin upon sin of the fathers upon the third and onto the fourth generation of them that hate me, right? So if you live a life and it's full of wickedness and sin and adultery and murder and lies and false witness and covetousness, then when you come back in your generation, after 3 or 4 generations, that's when you come back, the Heavenly Father would judge you for those sins in that life. And that's why you have individuals who are, some men are born blind, some men are, deal with all types of birth defects, or you have children who perish at a very young age. Seems to be a fatal accident, right? These things are all the judgments of the Heavenly Father, right? This is Ezekiel 18:20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the fathers, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. Right? So, it's basically saying that, just because your father was a righteous man, don't mean you're going to reap the rewards of his righteousness if you're wicked. No, you have to continue on in that legacy. Same thing, if your father is wicked, you have to depart. You have to not continue on in that legacy of wickedness, because the soul that sins, the individual, we're all going to be judged for our own individual sins, right? Whether we be in this life or the world to come. That's how it was in the ancient time, with this being the final resurrection, right? And according to the gospel of Yahweh Shai, he's going to judge the quick and the dead at his appearing, right? And if you are committing a sin and you're part of that congregation of the dead, you may take the RFID chip and perish during the times of the pestilence and dis-ease in the earth. But the Lord is going to raise you back up and judge you again, right? The Lord is not going to show any mercy upon those who are not willing to submit, to him, right? And his order that he's reestablishing here upon the earth. So it's just a simple topic on reincarnation. There's many other scriptures you can get. I had one in mind when I was speaking, but it kind of slipped my mind earlier. But yeah, Lord's willing, you're edified. Just some scriptures on reincarnation. So next time I'm going to say, Shalom.